We're back here on Riffing It Up in our third count with our special guest, NWA's own Danny Dealz. Mr. Dealz, look, we met, the first time we met was back in, I believe it was 2019. And we'll see if you remember the story.
We all stop with the date. We all stop with the dates.
Look, well, you know,
Jesus.
I had to say that. I had to say the date, or had to say it because it's important, because I want to see if he remembers this. Well, how we met.
Oh my God. Okay,
So-
but everybody that comes on our show remembers every freaking date they worked and what match and all that. I don't remember shit.
All of our good friend, the one and only Double J Jeff Jarrett, was bringing back Global Force Wrestling and doing like with Crimson and some other, and that little, I think he even did some stuff with OVW, but was doing some shows traveling around. There was a show in I don't remember, it was in Kentucky, not too far from where I'm at, but I can't remember the town it was in now. It was maybe I don't know, but it was like the Winter War or something like that. And tell me, do you remember this? You were there doing, you know, you were there working, doing.
You talking about my license?
Yes.
Yeah.
The Kentucky State Commission has a commission.
Yeah.
And that commissioner was running at the time was like the biggest stickler for no one could be around that wasn't a license, and you're not doing anything on the show. You were just there setting up, doing your normal stick. And man, the fight you all got into was like the greatest moment of my life. And I'm like, it was more entertaining.
Who was like,
wait.
license?
Yeah.
Wait, what? Well, hold on. You're talking about Thirsty getting into, Danny Dealz getting into an argument with the commissioner?
Yeah, it wasn't with the commissioner.
Right,
it was
with the
with
commissioner.
one of the local promoter guys.
Yes.
Let's hear about this, please.
Tim Gotterman was the commission guy who was there, and he checked because I had put it in, but I didn't have the copy of it.
Right.
And he looked it up, and he goes, "He's fine." And I had known Tim because I had a Kentucky license for years, But you're right. I don't think I was performing on the show. I think I was just helping with the production of it and all that kind of stuff. And he kept stopping me and giving me shit about the license. And I was like, I already sent the thing in. It's fine, whatever, you know. And he kept, I can't remember now, but I remember he came over and I was like, what are you, the fucking police? Shut the fuck up, you know. And Sicilian me came out. Because it was like the 19th time. And I was like, the fuck out of here, bitch ass motherfucking Crim got hot.
Crim got so hot because he was trying to make you sit in the. He's like, he's got to go sit in the stands. He's like,
you got to get out of here. And Double J was like, no, he's here working. I cut a promo on him, and he was I used to get along with that guy, and I don't know if I still do now because that's the last time I saw him. But I did cut a promo on him, and then Gotterman came over like, what in the living hell are you guys? Because he heard me from way out in the front, and because Italians are loud. I'm sorry, and.
It was so loud. It was so loud that you could, during the downtime of the show, like when in between matches, you heard what was happening. Like, what is going on?
But because I think we were doing a match and you came out and you're like, what is happening?
Yeah,
I don't believe this at all. I don't believe any of this to be true.
Yeah. At that moment I was like, I don't know who this. Well, you know who this person is. Obviously, it was at that time you wasn't going about Danny Dealz, I don't believe, but I was like, I don't know who this person is. I said his name, and then they're like, but I love him, he's great, and they were like, yeah, you'll love this guy. I was like, at that moment you became on my top list of people I needed to know and like. So
I now remember you being there too. And that when I was younger, I had a hot temper, but not in the last like 20 years or something. So it's rare that usually I can hold control of it. But that one, I don't know what it was. Whatever he said, like the 10th time, I was like, motherfucker, if you don't, you know what I mean? Sorry,
no, you had it, but it was great because I literally was coming back from the match and I'm like, it'd be heard. I was like, what is going on? I walked around the corner and I'm hearing, getting all the, and then I remember like you tell me your story. Then the guy was so mad. The promoter, he was standing over just because he got owned basically and told you're fine, and he was like, it's my reputation. We're like, what are you talking about? It's like the commissioner knows he's okay.
Yeah.
Everything is fine. Like,
yeah, it was fine. It just didn't whatever. Yeah. I didn't know that. The number's not tattooed on the inside of my lip. I don't know what the fuck it is. Right.
Right.
And it was like a staff license. Like I didn't have a wrestler license anymore.
Right.
Either that or, you know what I mean? So
it was a staff license. Yeah. That's what he was like. It says because he was looking up your wrestler license.
Yeah.
He says you're a wrestler and you're being terminated for 3 years. And you're like, that's not the license.
Yeah, it's not the license, brother. I used to keep that wrestler license active just in case. Brian, I used to have to take Shira to shows when he first came to America, and I would take him to like Kentucky shows and stuff.
So you were so you were the Shira person, and then later it became Bravo, and then it became me. So yeah, okay.
It was me initially, but he's moved up. He drives now. He's got license. You know,
yeah,
his English is a lot better. You know,
Wow.
because
he still traveled with me for a hot 2 years, but yes,
he's a good dude. He's a good guy, and he's still jacked as ever. Headlocks a finish for that guy.
I think he lives in Nashville now, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe he needs to talk to Kali and get him. Never mind, he can't fit behind the wheel, so forget it.
That's
Brian. You did you? Well, sorry to cut. Did you have Kali duty?
I did not.
Oh, God bless you.
That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
No,
he had
great guy.
else.
See, this is the misconception. He was a great guy.
Yeah.
Dalip was a awesome guy when you could understand him, but I will never see another Denny's or step in another Denny's thanks to him ever again. But anyway,
Brian had other duties that drove him crazy at TNA.
Brian had flare duty at TNA.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, flare duty.
Let's definitely not talk about the flare duties. I couldn't believe that this was upon me. I just could not believe it. It was incredible. Being knocked at the door at 9:30 in the morning. You up, B-Hub? You up, baby Hub? And I'm like hearing this at the door, and I'm like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah. And we had just went to bed 2 hours before. So
right. hang in with Rick.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he's up at 9:30 telling me he'll meet me at the bar. He's ready to go around 11. And I'm like, what the hell? Oh my God.
So you didn't want to talk about it, Brian. You didn't want to talk about it.
I don't.
No,
because it was very, very it was actually body changing. Like alcohol does crazy shit when you do it like Ric Flair. And I'm not opposed to alcohol, but I am at 9:30 in the morning. Yeah, I'm sorry.
No. Let's talk about the deal, man. I feel like RJ's trying to cut in.
Right.
RJ, what do you want to do?
Oh, you're good. Hey.
No, I thought
you guys are on the marquee. I'm just the guy that pushes the buttons.
But you gotta have questions from our listeners. You got anything there, RJ?
Actually, I got one. Actually, I wanted to ask one thing though.
Okay. Here we go. Now all of a sudden you want to pipe in. All right.
No, I wanted to help out the great promotion that is the NWA coming up in the. I want to say it was 17th is the Crockett Cup, right?
17th of May, yeah, in Philadelphia, 2300 Arena. Yep.
It's because you've ran the 2300 Arena before, right? Or is this the first time?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but as NWA, we did 76 there last year.
So looking back, we've seen Brian's done matches there. I believe he did Cody and Aldis for the title, for the Crockett Cup. It's just a historic venue, one, and the historic event, two. Yeah. How do you guys go from year to year and try to, up the ante a little bit?
Well, I'm not in those meetings. I wouldn't be kicked out of them, but no, you always have to keep trying to go forward and climb the hill and go to the next, what's next. You always got to keep moving forward, even if you hit some roadblocks and stuff like that. And I think they're just trying to continue to go forward. I don't know really how else to say that. I mean,
yeah.
I liked going to the Chase. We're not going to the Chase anymore, but I think the Crockett Cup, Billy loves tag team wrestling. I do too. And the Crockett Cup was a cool thing. So we wanted to bring it back, and we just try to make it bigger each time, and maybe it hits and maybe it doesn't, when you do those things, and then you learn from that. And then let's try to do this, let's try to do that, or try to be different, than what everybody else is doing, which is extremely difficult. But I'm looking forward to the Crockett Cup.
Are you all doing, is it live or is that all taped? The Crockett Cup?
I don't know.
Okay.
I would assume it'd be live, honestly.
I would think it would be. I mean, it could be live, we've been taping a lot, but who's to say, right? I mean, I would assume it was taped, but maybe it's going to be live. We'll see.
But it is taking place at 2300 Arena on May
2300. Yeah, May 17th. Yeah. And we'll be there. And the only thing I think we announced so far for it is that Natty Neidhart's going to be there and
yeah.
and Tom Latimer, our beloved Brian. Old Tom is putting the strap on the line against Rhino. So
Really,
yeah. Old Rhinoceros ran in when we were in Alabama and attacked some people and got in Tom's face.
Saw
So
that.
now they're going to have it. Now they're going to have it out.
All right.
And Kevin Keenum will be the referee. He is in the Hebner position.
Oh, is he?
Nope.
Well,
Yeah.
That's what I hear. That's what I hear. I will say this, Dobie. One of the things that most people.
Let's move on.
One of the things that I don't think. One of the things that I don't think people knew about is that during the pandemic days at the Impact at the time, now went back to TNA, but Impact didn't have their own ring like we do now at TNA, but we would rent rings and whatnot. And I think Creamy's ring was the one we were using, and you were actually like helped out a lot coming in and part of that crew and whatnot, and behind, kind of a lot of people don't knew this, but you kind of taught us a lot of ways we would do things as far as laying out the mats and laying out the canvases and stuff like that. You were it
was Crimson's crew and his kids, and I was there to
yeah.
babysit them. But yeah, the small details that you pick up along the way make the threads go the opposite way, otherwise to show up on the camera and all that type of It
was pretty cool to see all those things, and of course we like the guys there had their ways that Jeff taught them years ago, but then there was little things that they didn't know, and of course it's kind of cool, but
crew.
Yeah. It was neat to like. It's always little things like that blow my mind when I learn this or that. It's like, man, you don't even think about that, and then you take it on to, the OVW or other places. Like these guys now, when we bring in ring crews from certain areas, they come in and they help us and stuff, and we teach them our ways, and like, hey guys, take these back to the indies with you. They're like, this is amazing how we do the ring skirts, how we do this, and they go and make their promotions better, and it's just those little bitty things that go a long way when it comes to TV and stuff.
Yeah, I helped out with that crew for a little bit in 15 in TNA, and that Keith Mitchell wanted things a certain way, so Bob and his crew would do things a certain way. And
Lord, that's another podcast right there.
Okay, I'm just saying I would pick up small stuff from that and just pass it on.
Yeah, you pass it on, right? That's kind of what we talked about before about a referee thing. You pick up little things, you pass it along, you share it along, and then it just makes the overall business better. So
yeah,
right.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to play a game with you.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, what? Why is everybody all
game of pool?
Can I stand across from you with a glass of milk?
I am actually I'm okay because the Pope and his white teeth aren't smiling at me. 2-word question. It's either one or two.
Okay.
That's it.
All right.
You can't say anything else.
All right.
Biggest diva, Joe Galley or Kyle Davis?
Oh.
I guess two.
Two what?
Yeah, I thought that's what I was supposed to say.
No.
Yeah, I think
you Cleveland, brother. You got to spell it out.
Okay. Jesus, I didn't know it was smoke hour.
Who's the bigger diva? I mean, I would guess Kyle because Joe keeps everything bottled. You know what I mean? Like you don't.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So the biggest diva is Kyle Davis.
Out of those two, I would have to say, it would have to be Kyle because he'll express more than Joe.
I like you said out of those two, meaning there's somebody.
That's
bigger
what he said.
than him.
That's what he said. Out of those.
Oh,
two.
It was one or two. Is that what you thought?
Yeah.
Okay. God damn, Thirsty.
In
his defense, that is how you worded it. So I mean, it is
okay. But now I'm ready. That was the warm-up round. All right. Everybody got the rules. Jimmy, RJ.
Yeah. Okay.
We got it covered.
All right. So this segment could either get you fired or elevated. Well, we'll see. 1 or 2 words. Billy Corgan.
Musical genius. And I used to play music a long time ago. And that wasn't my form of music. That wasn't my flavor. I was into thrash and hardcore, and I used to have a mohawk that stuck off my head. But it's like when you get trained and you see things different. When you watch wrestling, it's the same thing. Playing music, when you hear stuff, and we went and saw Billy when we played Bridgestone a couple years ago, they're really good. And that drummer, he's sick.
Oh.
In a good way. So
No.
yeah, musical genius. He's a great songwriter and a great musician.
Okay.
For sure.
Just quick, now that you mentioned it, because I did see something online with him playing the guitar, just sitting there. I mean, awesome.
Yeah.
He is awesome.
Yeah, really good.
I don't want to go off page here, but I am.
Okay, cool.
When Billy took over the company of TNA at that one point in time, Thirsty, I'm not sure if you were.
I was working production. I was there. He was over.
Yeah. No, I'm not sure if you were there or not when this was happening. We'd go to a hotel and he would go to the lobby bar and just do acoustic. And people would be like, holy shit, that's Billy Corgan. And by the time we're done, or not done, but by the time we're just like hanging out, there was 50 people in the lobby hanging around, just listening to Billy Corgan do his thing.
Yeah.
I was mesmerized. I don't know if you know this, Thirsty or not, but I went to the Green Day and Smashing Pumpkins, which Billy, of course, afforded me out in Washington.
All right.
At the where the Nationals play. It was absolutely amazing. And you know what? Your response to that question I just asked you was spot on. Musical geniuses.
Have you asked Billy about Bill Burr?
We've joked about it. Yeah.
That's pretty funny. That story. I heard him talk about it on Rogan, and it makes me wonder, like, if it's real or not. You know, like, it makes you wonder. You could see it. You could see it being true.
Yeah. We've of course joked about it to him.
Yeah.
Billy's a character, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know him, you don't know him.
We got a question here from a.
I wasn't even done with my RJ. I wasn't done with my game.
Well, okay. Well, you stop. Jeez.
Oh, okay.
You want me to answer? You want me to ask a question before? Now you want me to shut up? Come on.
All right.
Well, take the safe path. Take the safe path.
Okay, I'll shut up.
Okay. All right. Jared Fritz.
Okay. Ref fit.
All right.
That's a bullshit answer.
He claims you think he's the greatest ref of all time. That's what he claims.
Oh no, that's Brian. But which for real, I think Brian is the greatest. Actually, Brian is like, and I've heard other veterans talk about Brian almost like he was a third person in the match. And Brian, I don't know if you guys know this. Well, maybe you do. Maybe you do, Jimmy. But Brian used to have to memorize Kurt's match and call it back to him in the ring. He was Kurt's ref.
Do you know that, Jimmy?
I think you mentioned that to me one time.
Yeah.
So but that I never mentioned it to anybody else. But
yeah.
Oh, hey, Faye, brother.
Okay. Well, you can cut that part out.
No,
you can leave the part in where I say you're the greatest. But no, he's that's what I always think of with Fritzy, because he everywhere he posts is ref fit this, ref fit that, and he would help the boys and girls sometimes. I think he was originally doing that when he first came to Power. Brian, you were there, or were you gone by then?
No,
and that's what he was like, the trainer. You know what I mean? And
he massaged me. I came off the road from TNA, or no, WCWC. I talked about tonight, WCCW.
Yeah.
Anyway, came off the West Coast, flew into you guys, and I was all out of whack. And they were like, "We have a chiropractor gimmick guy there,and he's like massage me. He's like, I can't wait to work with you tonight." And I'm like, the fuck's he talking about? And so he's like massaging and getting all the kinks out, and that's where I initially met the guy, Jared. He's a good guy, man. He's a good guy.
Yeah, he's a good dude. I used to bang on the refs a lot on commentary all the time, because I was from my former feud with Medusa. I said they were all corrupt officials. So
gotcha.
That was left over from the manager day, so I would bury all of them.
Last thing for the game show. Jimmy,
right.
Sorry. Last thing for the game. The star that you see that's in NWA right now that nobody else does that will make noise moving forward.
Kenzie Page.
Mm-hmm.
Who?
Kenzie Page.
Yep.
Okay.
100%. Yep.
I am looking up right now.
She's really came out over the last. What's that?
Is she the current NWA Women's Champion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's come a long way. If you watch some of her stuff, even over the last probably, I'd say last year, it just
From the time that
it's going up.
From the time that I booked her as an extra on Power till now, the transformation is crazy.
Oh, you booked her
originally? Yeah, just as an extra. I was looking out for her.
Nice.
Pat saw her in the ring and went, "Who is this?"
What about this Brian Idol guy?
Not more than Kenzie Page. Come on.
I don't know. Listen, that's why I'm asking you, Thirsty.
No, Kenzie, and right behind her, her baby sister, who's kind of scrappy doo, Kylie Page.
Okay, cool.
And Alex Taylor.
Alex Taylor.
Because he was tagging with Gary
Morton.
Gary Morton for a while, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they won the Croc Cup.
Yeah,
and they got Big Thrillbilly with them too. Southern Six. They're kind of like Freebirdish.
Yeah.
Thrillbilly's a freak too in the ring physically.
All right, Jimmy, the game's over. You can go.
I don't know where to begin. I wanted to come up with my own game, and I was thinking here, and I'm like, okay. I got a question for you because this is weird. I like to ask this of people because you're a throwback because you do the driving, you drive to towns. If you could build your own car, you're traveling, your group, where it's you and 3 other people, and that's your car, who would be your perfect car?
Oh boy!
Wow, this is always a great question.
Oh boy!
I'm always curious about this because because like these guys know I was saddled with Tony Chimmel for over a decade. So
Well, I might have to throw Pat Kenny in the car with me. He'd have to sit in the front.
100%.
Okay.
100%.
We'd have to throw Pat in there. We're gonna have to throw Brian in there because we're gonna throw beers back later.
Okay.
And
hence the Thirsty.
That's the Thirsty. And who would be our other riding partner? There's so many people.
Now hold on. Jimmy, is he driving or is he riding?
No, his call. You can drive or you can ride. If you're driving,
I'll probably drive.
Okay.
You know what? Let's throw Sal in the car with us, Brian.
Oh shit! I'll take that.
Let's throw Sal Renaro in there. Sal, and Pat.
I'll take this too. I'll take Jimmy J driving.
Yeah, Night Ranger.
Him driving, Pat in the front, teaching us everything we need to know.
Yeah.
And me and you in the back with a 5-gallon bucket of beers.
Listen.
Sir.
Yeah.
And then Earl Hebner, you got to just throw him in the minivan.
We're going to put him in the trunk.
Yeah, just throw him in there.
Earl's not here.
He'll say, "Damn it, boys, I don't know how y'all do this shit."
We got something here from a Brian Stifler.
Oh, Stifle, baby Baron.
He says, "Please tell Dealz thank you for not wearing that goddamn Fila jumpsuit anymore."
I still got that Fila jacket.
And then he goes on to add, what is your favorite Mania moment between Brian and Earl?
Favorite Mania moment? You mean?
It's Brian Stifler. It's the stupidest question ever.
Yeah.
Can I answer for you?
Yeah, answer for me.
Okay. Hogan and Vince with me.
And,
And I'll go with
probably Rock Austin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Rock Austin, my dad. There you go.
That'd be Earl. Yeah.
There you go, Stifler.
Sure. By the way, Stifler, because I had that Fila jacket, the Italian flag on it. My sister.
Yeah, I remember
and
that.
He hated that jacket. I was like, it's like a Nice Guy Eddie jacket, from Reservoir Dogs, Nice Guy Eddie. Like, he's the best. And he's always like, Fila's not in style. I said, never goes out of style if you're Italian, right? You would know that because he's Polish or whatever the hell he is. And he would always give me a hard time. I still got that jacket, and I should have wore it. He came and helped out at a Tampa taping, Brian. And if I would have known he was coming ahead of time, I would have packed that damn jacket and wore it
all day.
Yeah.
All day, even if it was hot as shit, you just.
And it was. I would have worn it.
Yeah. Fuck it.
Son of a bitch. Anybody send any insults, RJ? I did say that insults were welcome. Anybody send any?
No, but this is a good question, the current question from Matthew Cross. He asks, can you get to the bottom of what's going on with Pretty Empowered?
Well, if I could, I won't tell. You're just going to have to stay tuned. That's all. Don't worry. The DLC is everywhere, but I'm not allowed to reveal certain things.
So we have two Daniel Spencers on our panel, both Kayfabers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I was like, what does that mean? Okay, now I get
Yeah, Triple D right there.
Yeah, there you
Danny
go.
Dealz and Daniel. Yeah.
And ironically enough, they both are students of Earl Hebner.
Oh, exactly. RJ, exactly. I told you take the easiest path.
Oh, damn. All right, hold on. I'll make a note of it.
Okay.
Shut the hell. Oh, okay, got it. Check.
There you go. So, Thirsty.
Yeah.
On LFG, Bully wore some NWA swag. Did you know that?
Is he wearing that bright blue USA hoodie? It's got the white NWA in the front.
I'm not sure which one.
Okay.
I'm not. I tape it and I go back and watch it. I had just heard about it, but I didn't know that.
I gifted him some. Well, I saw a clip.
Oh, you did?
I saw a clip, and I only saw it from like shoulders up, but it looked like the blue USA hoodie that I printed that everybody liked, and I gifted Bully some merch. So I didn't realize I haven't got to see the episode yet, but yeah. Shout out Bully, Bubba.
Yeah, well, that's got to be really like nice setting for Billy Corgan to see that. That's awesome. Yeah.
I have not seen it.
And WWE didn't edit that out or cover it or nothing. That's awesome.
Well, that's but also I'm sure they said not to, but it's more of an A&E product. So
it's kind of different days though. It feels like with them, they don't get hung up as much as.
Yeah, they don't.
You know what I mean?
Well, they're allowing Natty to come work the.
They're allowing Natty to work the Crockett Cup, and I mean, Bub's earned the free merch I gave him because Ace and Ace used to be a merch mover. You remember that, Brian?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
A ton of shit. Couldn't keep it. So he's earned it.
So last thing I want to ask you, unless the boys have something else, what are your true thoughts on Sting not or inducting Lex Luger? How do you think this should shake up?
Well, does he has a contract?
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
But is it like what kind of deal is it? He's not a regular performer, right?
He's not. I guess he's under contract and does things like he'll go to Texas. I guess they're doing All In. He'll probably go there and help promote the show or whatever. He's not working. He's not in storylines. He's not on TV.
I mean, I think they should let him do it, but I also understand if they don't.
Tell me why.
I think they see them as direct competition and Sting as their, not property isn't the right word, but as one of their performers, even if it's kind of a Legends quote unquote deal. So I could see it if they were just like, nah, at the same time, I mean, I think they should. I think he's not on television. He's not a regular performer. He's not going to be on television.
Well, and the thing is, I mean, they let Jericho do the Stone Cold podcast.
Yes.
They also, allowed, when Cody did it, they showed, I don't know if it's footage or something from there. They gave him permission for that, which is also Stone Cold's podcast. So it wasn't airing on TV, and neither will the Hall of Fame won't air.
Well, for all we know, they are going to let him do it. They just, it's just not known. You know what I mean?
Sure.
They might have said, yeah, it's fine, whatever. And it's not quite the situation we had in 12, Brian, with Christian and Flair, but you know what I mean? Where they did the trade off, but I don't know that even did anything. I mean, for all we know, they said, okay. And nobody knows it yet. They're just going to let him pop out and get the pop when he shows up.
So Jimmy, Jimmy, we've never talked about this on the show. Let me ask your opinion on it.
Okay.
What do you think should happen or not happen?
Well, see, this is a tough situation. Like you said, Sting is still technically under contract, whether it's a Legends deal or whatever it is with AEW, such as Ric Flair as well. Apparently, we found out recently that he said that he was as well.
Yeah.
But as far as Lex Luger's best friend is Sting. It would be nice. I think it would show a sign of goodwill on the part of AEW. I think it would do a lot of good press for them and make them look good in the public light. I know, especially now, with a fan base that's so divided and so toxic against one another, I think it'd be a show of goodwill to say, hey, you know what? This friendship, these two guys, they trump whatever perceived competition or battle we're in against each other. I think it would be a nice gesture, a nice move. And you know what? Maybe one day it'll be reciprocated the other way in some form or fashion.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. They do Hall of Fame and it's somebody under WWE Legends deal. Who knows? Or, I mean, I guess a good secondary would be DDP since he's teaching the brother how to walk again.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we actually did mention that, if you guys remember.
Yes, yes.
To see
how
him
about that guy, huh?
Right?
Like St. Francis of Assisi, right? Like how many people has he, the straightened out? I mean, my God.
I just think that you should overlook at this point, in my opinion, you should overlook the things that you're pissed about, you're mad about, and know what Lex has gone through and say, in my opinion, go, let me let his best friend induct him. It's fine. Let me work out something that works out for us in a way. I get that too. It's about a business. Like you said, Thirsty, maybe a trade-off is not going to work kind of thing, but maybe can we air it too? Not maybe in a moment, but like, can we show a recap? Can we do whatever? Like something.
Put it on our socials, even that.
Socials, something.
Well, here's the other thing. Lex was at one of the Sting's last match, and Lex had a Legends deal. He could not appear on TV. So you could always say, hey, whenever Lex comes back for something Sting, you can show him.
Yeah. At some point, you have to cut out the "I know you are, but what am I?" And maybe Sting wears something that represents AEW when he goes out and does it. Whatever it is, lapel pin, something.
Whatever. We can work with something.
Yeah. I'm sure if he went to the promoter and just said, it's really important to me.
Right.
That would happen. I mean, it would happen.
Sting owns the floor. I mean, come on. He'd go to Tony and say what he wants. And Tony's going to do whatever. So,
yeah. Well, I guess we'll find out in about a week, right?
Yeah, we will. So Thirsty or Danny Dealz.
Yeah.
This is your time. We're all laying out.
All right.
It's your time to put it out there. All your socials, anything you want to promote. The floor is yours, my man. Go.
Okay. Well, my socials are all Anthony Lucchesio. They're not Danny Dealz. Surprisingly, that's not my God-given name or my birth name, whatever, however you say that. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. I don't use it that much. I'm on.
Well, Thirsty, hold on.
Facebook.
Back up real quick.
Yeah.
How do you expect people to follow you under that freaking long Italian name you just said?
Well,
and they knew you as Danny Dealz. What the fuck? You got to figure that out, bro.
The Twitter machine does say Danny Dealz.
If you search Danny Dealz, it'll pop up.
Yeah.
Brian, never go against the family, Brian.
That's right. You tell him.
My bad. And I'm not. And
Brian's learning.
Yeah.
He's learning.
Jimmy said he's got a pair of cement sneakers for you.
Okay.
All right. But
leave the gun and take the cannoli.
You stop talking to me like that.
You have a horse head in your bed one day.
Come on. They didn't do that. The mob in Cleveland didn't do that. It just blew everybody up with car bombs. That's why it was called Bomb City at one point in the 70s. I'm on all the socials. Anthony Lucchesio or Danny Dealz, search it. You will find me. I'm on Power every Tuesday at 6:05. Coming up later this month, me and a bunch of the boys and girls from NWA are going to be at Squared Circle Expo, which is in Indianapolis. It's a good con. Danny, are you going to be there? It's a good con.
I love this, but unfortunately, I'll be in LA for Rebellion that weekend. It's happening to be the same
big
weekend,
shot. All right. And your private
trust me.
helicopter?
So yeah, pretty much. Trust me, I hate it because Square Circle Expo, I'll put it over, is by far one of my favorite conventions and places of all time. So
it's a good con. It's definitely a good con. We're all going to be there later this month. I think it's 25, 26.
Yep.
May 17th is Croc Cup Philly at 2300. And I really can't think of anything else right now. I'm sure there is, but I'm forgetting it. But that's okay, because if it's not, they'll find me on the socials and I'll tell them about it.
There you go.
There you go.
And of course, you got to listen to Reffing Up what day does the show drp?
Tomorrow.
Wednesdays.
Wednesdays. That's what I thought, but I didn't want to say it. Wednesdays. You got to listen to Reffing It Up every Wednesday, especially if you were of the zebra profession.
Absolutely.
You get your tough coaching here. As I've heard a little bit of it before. I sometimes will fall asleep with podcasts on, it'll autoplay some, and I've woke up with you cutting a promo on somebody a few times.
Oh, that's great. That's really great for you to say. You fall asleep on my fucking podcast.
No, I
wake
fall asleep.
No, he sounds someone
podcast,
else's, and then
auto plays,
and
then it just auto plays to the next one. So I've woke up before with you cutting a promo on somebody. This dumb son of a bitch. I'm like,
well, you got to spell shit out for me too, okay?
especially after 4 Miller Lights.
Oh man.
I was drinking really good tonight because when I see him, I want to drink.
Buddy, no, I've got some Miller Lights right here in front of me. What are you talking about?
I bet you don't. I bet you don't.
You
Oh, yes. My brother.
You still have that T-shirt? Remember that? Brian used to have a T-shirt when we were on the road and just said cold beer. That was it.
Yeah.
No idea.
He ain't picky. He ain't picky.
Just a blue shirt said cold beer. He's like, isn't this a good shirt? Look at this shirt. You guys know Brian. I knew Brad. It was a different dude.
I will say, so this is the truth about Brian, though. Brian isn't picky, but what he does is at the beginning, he wants a certain beer. But then, like, after a few beers in, he'll look over.
It's all the same after
that.
He
just grabs another one. He looks at it, he goes, he pops.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I didn't like Coors Light, but by the time I got to the hotel, but Don would have those Coors in that trash can with the ice. I'm like, that's good enough for me.
Oh, I thirsty. I'd be like this. By the end of the night, I'd open a Coors Light up, and I'd just be like this. I love Coors.
Oh,
it's
amazing.
Another one.
Especially the free ones.
Yeah, exactly. Shit, I drink that cheap shit we had at oh my God, I shouldn't say this because never mind. They were promoting us, so never mind.
Oh yeah. Oh, good Lord.
Oh my God, I'd almost rather never mind.
Yeah,
I'm done.
But the lobby party tradition continues with me and Alex Taylor.
Oh yeah,
and Keenan and Plunkett when he's there, and many others. Yes,
that is awesome, bro.
And absolutely, and we almost got thrown out of the lobby of the Tampa Hotel because the World Series game was on. Listen to this crew, Brian. It was me, Pat, D, Homicide for those who don't. G's and Keenan and somebody else. That brother was like, "You guys have got to quiet down." We're like, "Okay." And then the home run that won the game happened immediately after, and the guy he said, "Forget it." I'm like, "Dude, it ain't gonna happen."
Well, I know Daniel carries that tradition on because I know how TNA does. They actually they're a family, dude, bro. Mm-hmm. Their lobby parties are not like ours. Ours were good. Theirs is like they need an expanded area. You know what I mean?
I'm not gonna say when and where it happened, but most recently there was one in this hotel, and like, you know how the hotels have the whole like restaurant area or like a bar area and the whole restaurant area, and like you can sit down, you're not eating, like they have a restaurant over to another section, but sitting down there, and we're all sitting in this one spot, and there's like a wall, like a half wall, and literally on the other side of the wall is like a couple seats for the lobby, and they go, "You guys can't sit over here. You've got to go over here." And we're like, it's literally the same exact spot. Like we're right here. Like it's just over this half wall. Like this makes sense.
Yeah, gotta have that drama. Gotta have
drama. Yeah. And it was like, do you not know who we are or whatever? And then
they're like, nope.
And then finally, finally somebody went up to somebody at the higher level, went up to them, goes, let them know how much money we just put into this hotel, and they go, "Oh, you guys are fine. You guys are okay." Yeah, I think we're okay.
That always changes it up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
No, we just had smaller lobby parties, Brian, because we would start drinking. We didn't like half the people that were standing around.
We wouldn't announce it. We would just have it.
Yeah. No, yeah. You can't hang out and drink and bury people if they're sitting right next to you.
Exactly.
I'm just kidding.
You could, but the bottles end up becoming weapons. So.
Correct. That's why we use cans.
Yeah.
Well, Thirsty, thank you so much for joining us,
Thanks,
buddy.
brother.
I really do appreciate it. I love talking to you all the time. Dude, I can't wait to see you. And I'm going to see you soon.
Yeah.
Just go to Billy right now and just tell him that Brian Hebner said, bring your show to fucking Richmond and make that happen.
Somebody pitched a building in Richmond not that long ago for something, actually.
Oh, well, you know,
Yeah.
I
don't know if it's going to happen, but, you know.
Well, you know, Pat played college ball here, too.
How would I not know? The Commonwealth of
VCU.
Virginia, if we waste time on the game, yeah, I know all about it.
Yes, sir. Well, come on down here, buddy. I'll travel to y'all, too, if you're close.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. Yeah. We gotta run it back now that you're retired.
Yes, I am 100%.
I know. I didn't know if I believed you, but it's now been like 3 or 4 years.
No, it's been 3.
3? All right.
Yeah. And I'm good.
Well,
hung the stripes
July will be 3.
Okay, July.
Stat Boy. See, you were talking about Stat Boy earlier. Damn.
Yeah.
He's got the calendar mark.
I know. He's my little Mark.
And if you really want to get technical, you recorded it in June of 3 years ago. So, but it aired in July.
Okay. Well, there you go.
All right. Tape delay. All right.
See?
I hire good people around me, man.
Yeah.
RJ, please be quiet. Hey, seriously, Thirsty, Tony, appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah, man. Awesome. Always. Great. I was glad to be on. It was a great time.